and roll!
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dan.
I'm Corey.
And, Jay's dead. He got in Death's face last week, and Death wasn't too into that, so we got Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour to fill in for him.
Yeah, my only stipulation was that, the Grim Reaper was not on the premises when I showed up, because I got a lot to say.
So, dude, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. I love the background, I've always been a fan of school buses.
And dirty streets in Mexico.
Well, if I had a nickel, man, I'd have 5 cents.
I've heard it said. So we've got new records by Slayer and Weezer for you this week. But before we start rapping about those, we've got a few other things you might want to know about.
Yeah.
For instance, we've got Monster Monster, the second record by The Almost.
Yeah, it was almost an album.
it was almost good.
Fair enough.
And then there's Those Whom the Gods Detest by Egyptocentric death metalers Nile.
That's right. Great band, actually.
Yeah, really great band.
Really, really good band.
Always worth checking out.
Always worth checking out.
And then, of course, not forgetting the greatest hits record by the Foo Fighters, which, of course, contains a couple of new tracks.
I don't know. How do you feel about that new single?
I think it's kind of dull.
It's catching on me. It's growing on me. But I agree. I think it's a good song, and I would never knock the mighty Dave Grohl because I heart him. But I just think arrangement-wise, it could have been better than it was.
Yeah.
Having said that, though, that chorus is ridiculous. It's sticky. I mean, it's like pulling gum out of your hair. You can't get rid of it, so it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I always thought about the Foo Fighters. It's like, the guy's got away with a hook.
Yeah.
But, it's not always the most exciting stuff.
You know what, though? I disagree. I think they're one of the greatest American rock bands. I truly believe that. Just for the fact that you name me one other band where 8 out of every 10 songs they have is a solid hit. Nobody does that but me.
Slipknot, Stone Sour?
Well, took me 2 bands. It only took Dave 1, so I guess I'm the failure here.
Fair enough.
So anyway, the first big album that we're going to talk about this week is Ratitude by Weezer.
Big Weezer fan, Corey?
I am. At least I was.
until Ratitude.
I gotta be honest, man. When I was listening to this, okay, first of all, that name is terrible.
Ratitude.
Okay? It's probably one of the top 5 worst names for an album I've ever heard. Having said that, there are probably 4 or 5 good, really solid good tunes on this album. And that's kind of to be expected from Weezer,
right,
because they write solid rock. But this is where my problem comes in. I get really uncomfortable about a 40-something guy talking about hanging out by the emergency exits at the mall, you know? Creepy.
Yeah.
Dateline NBC, creepy, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's not my business, but dude.
I think a lot of the lyrics are supposed to be ironic, but there's a definite lack of irony in the irony.
The milk's gone bad, man,
It is a stale shtick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be like a Sha Na Na reunion. I mean, it could only get that too much, too soon, just a little too late.
Yeah, but I agree. I think there's some good, just meaty rock riffs on this record.
Yeah, I think the best track on this album is "The Girl Got Hot." That song, right out of the gate, catchy little vocal thing, good, just solid rock.
Yeah, almost like a glam rock.
Absolutely, and we all know where he came from.
So, and the worst.
Hold on, so.
The worst track on here may well be the one with Lil Wayne on it. The Weezer and Wheezy combination.
I kind of shut it off before it got to that sickening moment.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
I'm not either, to be honest. Then again, I'm not a big fan of Lil Wayne anyway. It's like, dude, how far can your pants get down before they actually fall off and you look ridiculous? Yeah. Then you just look like Eddie Murphy trying to pick up a chick.
Or a guy dressed as a chick.
We don't make any assumptions in this house.
So anyway.
My bus is here. I got to go soon.
See, I'm going to give Ratitude by Weezer 3 tacos out of 5. I think there's some strong songs on here, but a lot of just kind of treading water and a couple of songs that just plain suck. So, yeah.
I'm giving it 2 tacos because, quite frankly, they can do better. They're Weezer. Get your head out of your ass and get back in the game.
And that, my friend, calls for tacos.
Absolutely, taco.
So next up, we've got the long-awaited World Painted Blood by Slayer.
Yeah.
Corey, you were telling me earlier that you heard this record for the first time under fairly special circumstances.
I absolutely did. I was pulled aside on the Mayhem tour by a certain gentleman named Kerry King, who proceeded to sit me down and played it track for track, even the bonus stuff. And dude, I was blown away. I love this album, and I love it for 3 reasons. It's got the ferocity of the older stuff.
Right.
It's got the growth of the newer stuff, and it's razor sharp, man. I mean, the production on it is really good. The performances are smoking. It's probably some of Tom's best lyrics yet, and I couldn't stop listening to it, and it was fantastic top to bottom. I was really stoked, because I mean, you're like this. You grow up a Slayer fan. You expect certain things from a Slayer album, and this album had it all, and I was really stoked about it.
And I think it really points up what an amazing drummer Dave Lombardo is.
Unbelievable, man.
Just like he brings so much musicality to the table.
Well, he's got equal halves Keith Moon and Satan.
Right.
I mean, he's a beautiful amalgam, and I mean, the dude, and I mean, even watching him live, I mean, he's just one of the sickest drummers I've ever seen. And to be able to just do those spaz rolls the way he does, and then to come right back in on the one is dumb. And I hate your face for it because you're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, also, one of the things I really liked is just how, you're talking about the production, but I think it's almost demo-like.
Yeah, it's got
really
an edge
raw.
to it. It's exactly it. It's got that. It's almost got that old school feel to it, you know? Nothing is wet like the 80s. Everything is just reefed in the mix and raw, and it almost feels red. And it's a great album.
Yeah, and I think I heard a couple of the singles before I heard the record, Psychopathy Red and Hate Worldwide.
Yeah.
And I thought they were cool, but they kind of didn't make that much sense out of the context of the record.
Yeah, but then
within the context of the record,
they're
fucking
storming,
awesome.
dude. Yeah, this is where I'm also a fan, is that it's not just a collection of songs put under the heading of an album.
Right.
You can listen to the songs and they're good, but then you listen to the album as a whole,
right,
and it's amazing. And that's what I think it's just a lost art in this day and age, And this is a true album, and I'm really stoked that it's Slayer doing it.
My only beef, the song "Playing with Dolls" sucks.
Everything
else is amazing.
But
that song is a stinker.
I dig it, man. I saw the title because you got to remember I had this on just a piece of paper and it had typed titles on it, and I was like, what is? But I swear to God, man, you listen to it a couple more times, I think you'll definitely dig it. It's just got a cool vibe to it. That is just, it's not very Slayer-like, but who's to say what is Slayer? You know what I'm saying? They also did Black Magic, which is a cool riff, but then you listen to it and you're like, what the hell? I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
And I hear you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm going to give World Painted Blood by Slayer 4.5 steaming hot thrash metal tacos out of 5. Awesome record. Playing with Dolls, not so much into, but everything else kicks major ass.
Well, unlike Hair Helmet over here, I'm going to give them not only 5 destructive, bowel-crushing tacos, I'm going to throw in a couple bean burritos and a side of ranch dressing because everything tastes better with ranch.
And that calls for tacos, my friend.
Absolutely, let's do this.
So that about wraps it up for this special Mexican Street Corner edition of Taco Tuesday here at Shotgun.com. I'm Dan.
I'm Gordon Taylor.
I would like to thank Mr. Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour for hanging out, eating tacos, and talking tunes. We'll catch you next week.
You can't give me tacos, man. My mouth is full. I'm trying to talk. I'm